Mm. Celebrate good times, man. Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast, man. I'm your host, Big Sauce, aka J Double L, man, the number one trendsetter. If you don't know better, Mr. Yes I Can. Still got my book pumping. We working on 2, 3, and 4, but I got book pumping number 1, The Game Changer. Your favorite author. You know, it's a very, very engaging book advising man on how to get through a lot of mental confusion in their life. It's doing real well. I appreciate everybody that supported me up to this point, everybody that's going to support me in the future. You know, it is a blessing. Sporting Sanctuary, the Nike line. But just glad to be here, man. It's been an interesting month. I've been so busy, just taking care of life, taking care of family, taking care of my woman. She was down for a little bit and just handling business. You know what I mean? Just doing what I do best. Also, my birthday was March 22nd. Happy birthday. Happy, amazing, fabulous birthday to me. Give it up, man, for my birthday. I got a lot of love for my birthday, man. You know, kids, the people in my school got me down. Happy birthday, Mr. Loud. You see it, man. You see the love. You gonna see somebody else doing this? Watch. Hey, you gonna see a nigga be like, hey, watch these kids sign on my board, my this, and that's fine because I'm used to setting trends, and I'm used to y'all following them. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get upset no more. And that's why I had to make this pod because now I was in Vegas. I always go to Vegas and pray, reset. It just brings me so much peace and consistency. You know, I got so many friends out there in Nevada. You know, whenever I go out there, honestly, I just don't manage my time well enough to see everybody I need to see. So my apologies to whoever I didn't see. But for me, man, I was able to just relax, get some clarity. I stayed in a lovely Fontainebleau, just open. You know, it smelled like new construction still, just immaculate in there. Restaurants, dining, food, gaming. Don't ask me about the gambling. I got my ass whooped, but I still had a great time. Other than a couple of games that I won on, other than that, it was pretty rough. The dice whooped my ass, baccarat, blackjack, little poker. I did all right in the poker. Slots whooped my ass. Sports book basically won. You know what I'm saying? But I still had a great time. Still order room service. You know what I'm saying? Top of the line shit. Eat shit I can't pronounce. You know what I'm saying? Just Mr. Humble Flex a lot, man. I don't really. I'm one of them dudes like I ain't never had to pop my shit because when you see me, you know shit being popped. You know what I'm saying? That's like a nigga walking and telling you like how handsome he is or how much money he get or how smart he is, and you can see that already. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's been handsome their whole life or been attractive their whole life. They ain't gotta tell you they're attractive. Just like somebody who been smart or been getting money their whole life ain't gotta tell you they get money. So when I tell you like I'm turned up, I'm looking good, you already know that shit. Like, and I'm blessed to motivate, inspire, and keep generations of hustlers inspired. You know, I got dudes in their 20s and 30s who been knowing me since they was teenagers, kids, and they inspired by what I say, what I do. It's amazing. The love and the support that I get, and that love and support is what really guides me through, man. I got a very, very supportive family. Uh, Starting with my immediate family, my woman has always been supportive of all my endeavors, my ups and downs. Any risk I've ever taken, she supported me. Whether she agreed with it or not, she supported me. She's always been somebody I could talk to, somebody I know guarantee gonna love me. So that kind of support system is essential. Did I have, great conversations with my kids, my nephews, my cousins. And then I got a strong collective of friends I have great conversations with. Um, a lot of guys coach for me. I coach their kids. We still cool. We do a lot of great talking. And that's pivotal to your mental development, your mental stability, having a great network, having a great mentor, having people you can bounce things off of. I need it. It saves my life. You know what I mean? I don't know if people watch the pod. If you do, if this is your first time, like this pod is a roller coaster of my day to day life. The inconsistencies sometimes which I record is kind of up to par with the inconsistencies of my mood. Um, the inconsistencies of my mood a lot of times come from anger, frustration. I wouldn't say depression. I think anger and depression are kind of like almost Siamese twins, but I think they're two different emotions. Um, but I think a form of depression is anger. When you allow things to let you angry, make you angry. And I just was able to I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. I was praying before I left. And I prayed when I got to Vegas and I just took walks and I took walks. And then you just hear the voice. And it's just God telling you, like, hey, man, you good. Like, forgive yourself. Things gonna work out, man. Like, it take too much energy to be mad about something you can't change. And it was like a voice that was coming from a safe place. And I just leaned into it and I was just like, I can't fix everything. I used to carry a lot of anger because I'm the definition of a real nigga. Like from the way I was conceived to how I grew up to the obstacles I overcame growing up to every status, every stop in my life, I had legendary moments from my young adolescent years to my teenage years to my 20s to my 30s to my 40s and now in my 50s. I've always had legendary moments. I've always left a lasting impact on people. I've always had a big, generous heart. Um, that comes from growing up seeing a lot of violence, participating in a lot of violence, despising violence, and then making mistakes like criminal mistakes, uh, mistakes with relationships with people you value. You say you make a mistake and you get locked up, and then you don't see a family member again. That is a guilt a lot of people don't know how to talk about. That's an anger a lot of men don't know how to process. And I didn't know how to process it. I used to think I did, but I always know that I really don't have a full handle on it, but I do have a better handle on me. Um, just decisions in general. And even when you get through that, it's like, man, I'm so real. I bring so much electricity to a room. If I keep it real with you and you betray me, you show me disloyalty, then eventually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut you off, obviously, but I'm gonna be mad at myself for having a snake on my acres, because I pride myself on identifying snakes early. So if one slithers in there, it's got to be off with his head. But when it's not, it's like, damn, John, you fucked up. And then so that bothers me. You know, I hate feeling like, you know, an old player taught me when I was growing up. Copy of my book, The Game Changer, concretegeniusmedia.com. Tap in on all socials. We are now profanity free and for the moment alcohol free. More on that in a minute. But an old player taught me growing up, he was like, you know, don't trip on people using you because they useless. And I never understood it, you know what I'm saying, until I got older. And it still always bothered me because I'm like, I'm a genuine ass nigga, bro. I've never done no cut though. I probably done some cut show shit like 3 times in my life. And every time I did, I regretted it to the fullest. And I probably ain't did no cut throw shit in about damn near 20 years, 25. Because I pride myself on being honorable. Because I'm not a click rider. I'm not a dick rider. You know, I'm not a groupie. I'm not, I'm a natural born leader. So when I embrace people or I embrace things and I show people how genuine I am, and then I don't get that love in return, yeah, it bothers me. If I help you in a way that can't be put into a monetary gain and you cross me, yeah, it bothers me. You know, I was having some real bad thoughts about retaliation, getting back, letting the motherfucker know, you know, I ain't nobody to play with. Like I'm from Gary, Indiana. Like I was raised off getting your respect once you disrespected. And that will cause a lot of people from disrespecting you again. So that's always been my motto. And that motto has driven me sometimes to being unnecessarily angry, overtly angry to where it stays with me. But the problem with that anger is that it doesn't allow you to love your family the way that you should. It doesn't allow you to be fully engaged in the moments like you should. And you may think you there. Let you see the face. You may think you there, but in reality, you're not there because you still got a percentage of your heart that's fighting a love-hate battle with something you let somebody get away with. And a good friend of mine on Twitter, he posted something this morning that was invaluable to me. And I was already on the upswing, but him seeing that message was just like God sending you little signals. And he was just like, people that do you wrong, like, stop trying to find an explanation to it. Stop trying to find a reason for it. There's no reasoning for it. They just bad people. So reading that, it kind of articulated everything I had been processing in a matter of 60 seconds. Because a lot of times when you're a good person and somebody does you wrong, you want answers. It's human nature to want answers like, damn, bro, what the fuck? I didn't had you in my house, or bro, I didn't put you on game that you couldn't think of yourself, and this how you do me? Or I done had your back before you knew what having your back meant. And now you get with some other cats and you see me as competition, or you see me as somebody in the way. She used to have me enraged. And when I was a teenager, I was extremely confrontational. That's why I'm always trying to joke and laugh and have fun and go places. Cause man, when I get mad, I get really fucking mad, y'all. So it's like, I mean, blackout mad. Like when I used to fight, because obviously I'm 51 now, I don't fight no more. But when I was younger, like a teenager and shit, when I would get into a fight, if I blacked out, I was undefeated. You know what I'm saying? And if you fucked with me, I usually blacked out. Like I would, I didn't even know how good I could fight until my friends would tell me later after the fight. You know what I mean? And if I remember, the more I remembered about the fight, unless it was just like a scrub free pick, but the more I remembered about it, then it was probably closer to a tie where I really didn't want it. So that's why I never started nothing. I was a big proponent, being a big guy, growing up in a black community, all black community. You have to make sure you're not a bully. Where I'm from, bullies get murdered by the time they get to high school. Like you're never gonna survive in any dangerous city in America being a bully. It's just not gonna work. You know what I mean? Even if you get away with it for some time, somebody coming for that top, bro. That policy number is gonna get pulled. So I was never a bully, but I always dealt with tremendous bouts of anger. So that anger stops me from proper preparation. And all us G's know proper preparation prevents poor performance. And then if you don't perform how you want to your standards, or you're not elevating to your standards, now that's more anger. So now the shit that you was angry about, maybe you let a lame sit next to you or call you big bro or something, or fam or something 5, 6 years ago, you might have had a day where you thought about that, like when I choked this motherfucker out. Now you got a pod, or you got a meeting, or you got accountants, or you got lawyers, and you good enough to do it, but it ain't all your focus, so you're not doing it immaculately, like to the best of your ability. And when I walk in a room, when I pull up, when I talk, when you see me, I want to take your breath away. And the only way for me to do that is to be the best me. Like even health wise, March was a wild month. I hurt my shoulder trying to do this fucking workout challenge, fucking deadlifting like I'm fucking trying to play for the Vikings or something. Never again, like Shirley Murdoch. So my shoulder was fucked up, couldn't lift how I wanted. So that was messing with my sleep. Then my birthday coming up, so I'm still getting out, seeing people. I don't know if I've ever, probably in 10 years, I don't know if I had a month where I ate out so much. And then, you go out, you're doing a lot of, it seemed like I just kept getting invited to stuff. Like, and I don't go to 75% of shit I get invited to, but I was just getting invited to stuff. Then I go out normally with my family, so I'm not working out the same. I'm still dealing with the mental side of the anger that I need to overcome. I'm also having frustrations about where I need to be, goals I see for my kids, things like that. Then I hurt my shoulder, so I can't work out, can't move, I'm not sleeping right. So I was just angry, a little angry and a little off-centered. And basically I drank too much all of March. I drank too much alcohol. And I usually drink a decent amount of alcohol, but I work out 6 days a week normally. So it never phases me. I never look at myself and be like, because I'm a dude, I look at myself and be like, okay, look around, look in the mirror and shit. Like I know my face, how my cheekbones supposed to look. All right, bro, I ain't drinking for 2 months. I ain't drinking for X amount of months or whatever. Like I know how to do that. So last month, too much Ned DeWino behavior. Too much bourbons, too many bourbons, too much alcohol, too much gin. I got back on the Tito's. I've always had a fiery relationship with Tito's vodka. Got back on that. So I came back from Vegas. I'm like, okay, well, I'm back on my bully. You know what I'm saying? Back in that room, doing my 90 minutes of cardio. Prayed, my shoulder went better. The D3 in the valley got my shoulder it better. You know, rode through Vegas, seen some of my essays, chopped it up with a couple of my niggas. let that sun just hit my face, hit my head, that good wind coming out the mountains off Mount Charleston. I'm just in a better place. But one thing I do know about obstacles is obstacles build character. And that's why, like, when you walk in the room, people know your character because they know you've been through something. They can't tell you what you've been through, but they know you've been through some shit. And having that is almost really that magnetism is really one of the greatest resources in the world. Like, it's good to have money. It's good to be attractive. You know, it's good to have flavor but that magnetism that comes from people having all those things and then people saying, man, you've been through some shit. It's authentic. Like, it's it's everything what niggas try to be. That's why your character's high. So that's why dudes with low character fake obstacles. They fake scenarios. They fake, street stories. They tell lies about being in the street, or they tell lies about conflict or gang activity, or, God forbid, shootouts or some shit like that, because they want to make the obstacle seem like their character is better than what it is. But a man securing his character, he ain't gotta press you. Hey, yo, I went to private school, bro. I've never fired, never got in trouble. You can respect that man because his character's secure and stable enough to where he ain't gonna play with you. But a lot of dudes create fake obstacles from their past to make it seem like they got some character. And the crazy thing too is that, like, the hyper masculine, intelligent, you know, dude to get money, but he got a dangerous element to him. That's like every male desire to act like he in the world right now is me. Cats like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was growing up, I was getting in trouble. People be like, "Oh, you messing your life up, man. You supposed to be going in here, you doing this, or you participating in criminal activity, you throwing your life away." And you are, to a certain degree. I'm not one of them ignorant old heads finna justify ignorant behavior. But what I will justify is you can make a mistake and get back up quicker than a lot of people that ain't got the character you got. But what I was saying with that point was, outside of the element of women, now all the women kind of always like that hard, bad boy, good looking, gruff nigga. But you still had a segment of women used to be like, "Oh man, you ain't nothing but he ain't gonna be nothing but a this or that or that." Like, when I was growing up, only the flyest of fly dudes could talk to college girls. Like, when I was a kid, like a high school, the chicks older than me that went to college, you didn't find a lot of college chicks that mess with street niggas. Like, no, man, look, them parents from the civil rights movement will beat your ass if they send you to Spelman and you go down there and fuck with a nigga named Ray Ray, driving a motherfucking Maxima and shit, selling weed, nicks and shit, powder, hustling and shit, scamming. That wasn't looked at as appropriate black behavior. And a lot of dudes who went to college, they played the square role. And then when they got to college, they tried to act just like the street niggas that they used to talk about. A lot of them, not all of them. But now, this had to be the year of our Lord, maybe, 19, late 1980s, early 1990s. Like, if you was hood and you talked to a chick in college like you had some game, that was looked at as like, okay, I see you. She a good one. Because most dudes that were street niggas mess with street chicks. It wasn't a lot of mixing and mingling of the two sides, Excuse me. Like, now I was kind of fast and ahead of the game, and my macking skills was immaculate. So, I was dating like sorority chicks and shit like that. 10th, 11th grade, but I was the exception. Like, and even then, some of them be like, I can't, nobody find out. I'm messing with you. You too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just the stigma. Like, a good girl would sneak and let you crash. But bragging about fucking with a street nigga, chicks didn't do that. You fast forward that shit to the 2000s, and today, square chicks don't even want a square nigga. That's the crazy thing. So that mentality, because a lot of the behaviors of a lot of males, the average male in the black community is controlled by women. Just like a lot of behaviors in the female community of the average females is controlled by men, the desire to attract men. So with dudes, the desire to attract women, and I call it the Young Jeezy era. Like when Young Jeezy dropped, it was like after Young Jeezy dropped, every nigga that was in college star had a drug dealer story. Either he was selling drugs, his uncle was a man, or he knew somebody selling drugs. Soon as Young Jeezy dropped, everybody wanted to have a snowman story. In my opinion, mid 2000s, and it's only gotten worse. Like now, damn near all the chicks under 35, 40, they want bad boys. You got to have a little edge to you, you know. And it's always been that way with like top of the line women, strong willed women. You always had to have some cut to be with them. But now, like even a square broad wants some attention from that same bad boy that was bad in high school. So now you got a lot of dudes who really ain't cut like that, hanging in clubs at 3 in the morning, taking pictures like this and twisting their fingers and making signs and shit at 31 years old because they want to look like they about that life to impress a majority of women. Insane behavior in the black community, man. You got to do better. But how can we do better when it's all we see on the airwaves, all we hear on the radio, and all we play? You know, we went from Flavor of Love to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta to Love and Hip Hop Miami to all these other shows where just ratchetness is displayed. Whenever you see most black people on television, it's either some ratchet, it's some show to try to be out to be a rapper, it's athletics, obviously, it's entertainers, it's some type of mistreatment from law enforcement or discrimination or some type of exoneration by somebody who was falsely accused by a white woman in 1981. But it's just more ratchet. And so we program to that behavior. Like when I was 18, right? And we got together and parked our cars, you weren't gonna see niggas out there 30 something. You know what I'm saying? When you 24 and you out having fun, now if you go and you see a bunch of niggas hanging out, it'll be motherfuckers out there 18, 39, 45, maybe 18 too young, but like 23, 24, them niggas is partying with 50-year-olds. So it's just a different vibe. Like that's never been my vibe. I'm an old school dude. So I separate the squares from the imitators, from the people who was really doing it. Because most of the people who really doing it, who really got temper problems, really got anger problems, who was really in a life that they probably not proud of at this moment, the furthest thing they doing is want to get around that behavior. Man, when you get old, bro, you want to come home and you want to watch Law and Order with your old lady, bro. You want to figure out what she want. Do she need a tomato or something from the store, or are we getting brew burger, or you want a pizza? You know what I'm saying? What you got a taste for? Some Chinese or something? You doing that? You taking care of the shorties? You trying to take vacations, buy properties, buy whips. You ain't trying to hang out around no ignorance. Nigga hanging around ignorance in his 30s, 40s, oh, that nigga ain't got nothing to live for. Shit. You see any old boss dude right now, oh man, he squares a box of graham crackers. Speaking of a box of graham crackers, the game changer, 8 tips for man to find peace. You can go to Amazon and get it, or you can catch me on the turf and get it too. I got it everywhere, man. You know, I got some people who, like, I got homies from New York, LA, right? That'd be like, man, I just want to give you a heads up, man. You inspire me. I'm starting a pod. I'm like, yo, that's real shit, bro. Wherever you need, blase blah, blase blah. I can help you with this, and that. Cool, man. I'm gonna kick you back some. My nigga. Face card good when I get to LA. Face card good if I go to Harlem. Bro. He called me from the East Coast the other day. Hey man, I'm trying to do this, bro. I'm trying to write this. Can you help me? And I got you, bro. Hey, you inspire me, OG. I appreciate you. See, dudes out of town that don't know you, that ain't gotta see you. Excuse me. They're gonna be quick to make sure they pay their homage. Now, a person in your city, they ain't paying you no homage, my boy. They gonna see, oh, John got a podcast. Let's start us one. Oh, I ain't gonna write books. I'm gonna write me a book too. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, inspiration is inspiration. But the difference is, out of town dudes, they co-op with you. See, when you inspire somebody and they legit honest about it, then y'all gonna always be able to share the same spaces. That y'all gonna always understand. True players always understand nobody is your competition but you. You know what I mean? But a dude who's probably plagiarizing your swag, watching your social media statuses, maybe see you post something, instead of reposting or acknowledging a comment, they'll just take the whole post and act like they created it. You'll bring up a subject and they'll take that talking point somewhere else. That's inspiration too, but that's just not inspiration with integrity. That's just inspiration out of desperation, because they ain't never seen no shit like you. So let's run that back for those that didn't hear me, man. It's inspiration. It's 2 types, right? It's inspiration with honor, where dudes call you, hey man, you inspire me, bro. Or even if you don't know him, a dude would be like, hey man, I saw a nigga in Vegas named this, and that nigga, so I took this and did that, and whatever. That's inspiration with honor. And you got inspiration with desperation. Them the people that's gonna do it and then try to act like don't nothing come from you. To me, that's the greatest form of flattery. I ain't gonna lie. Cause you don't even like me. Or you really don't like me enough to acknowledge me. But I'm so fly, my energy so spontaneous and creative, and it comes from a Wakanda-like circumstance that you can't understand, that you can't leave it alone, that you can't not copy some element of it, that you can't see me and say, well, damn, he wear this kind of ring, or he look in the camera, he doing this, or he say this, or this funnier. He doing all this, and he head to toe Nike, old nigga shit. You know what I mean? But I ain't telling them. Oh, he out of town. Let me see what he going. Let me call somebody that might talk to him, even though I talk to him when I see him type shit. So it's all inspiration, but the key to it is not letting none of it get you frustrated. Because the minute any of it gets you frustrated, you stop elevating, you done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you done. And a lot of my frustration, anger too, because I battle a lot of shit. My wife, she beat cancer, battled it. You know what I'm saying? Had some surgeries. I was there on duty like a G, because that's what G's do. They protect the nest. They make sure that the nest is functional. As a man, that's your job: protect, provide, police. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be. I don't care if you go to work at 11 at night, gotta wake up. I don't care if you get off at 11 at night, gotta wake up at 4 in the morning. That's your job as a man. If you want to be treated as a man, if you want to be remembered as a man. So that was very difficult for me. Um, relatives, losing relatives, um, protecting my son, things like that. But all them bouts showed me was that, a lot of people that, was grinning in my face, trying to suck energy, pause, was like, even in my worst moments, nigga couldn't be like, hey, you good, G? You good, homie? You straight? You need anything? So that really lets you know, like, okay, even though I put the streets down a long time ago, I don't think you niggas know how ruthless I am, or used to be, or can be. So it just made me like shut down, like cut a lot of excess fat off. Um, so now the ability or the opportunity to betray me is extremely minimal. You know what I'm saying? I just don't let niggas get close to me. I just don't give up game. I don't have people around. I didn't gave away so much I could never get it back. But the only difference is the people I get the game from, like today. I talked to my lawyer. He's been my lawyer since I was 17 years old. Still, oh man, I'm so proud of you. You're a great man. You this, you that, man. How your son doing? You got another mentor I talked to about, property and money and marriage and 15 years, 17 years, 20 years. You know why? Because I pay homage. I'm respectful. See, the problem with a lot of you niggas is y'all want to be good generals for y'all was ever a good soldier. You see what I'm saying? It's like the army. You got to go through your progressions. You niggas wasn't even enlisted. Y'all want to come outside as lieutenants. You niggas want to give off the air of lieutenants and generals and captains, but you never been a private. Being a private allows you to see the world from the starting line. And it allows you to maintain friendships as you grow, because you work your way up the line. It's like going from a decent apartment to a good apartment to a nice ass townhome to a decent home to a great home to a mansion. Same elevation. If the people that you respected when you was in that apartment that mentored you, if they truly respect you as a private, when you become a general and you get to that mansion, they still gonna be your mentors. They still gonna be your people. Now, some people, when you go from that first apartment to the okay apartment, and be, oh, okay, I see you, fam. That's nice. Then you go to that townhouse. They're gonna be like, oh man, you doing it big, fam. Then you're gonna see them move in one. You go to that crib, they be like, oh man, that shit, man, y'all shit coming up. But then that's when you're gonna start seeing leaks in your military. You're gonna start seeing treason in your military because now nigga can't stand you. See, a lot of niggas get close to you just because they think they flyer than you, but they just think you got a cheat code that's gonna make them bypass you. I never had that feeling. I I guess I'm just so cool and fly and intelligent, articulate, and I never had a problem with women. I never had a problem starting conversations. I never had a problem with personality. I never looked at a nigga as competition. So if my OG mentors me and he respect me, and I see him 5, 10 years later, OG, what's up? We still talk, but then I see him. He ain't telling me shit. I see him. Man, what's up, bro? You gave me the game back in the day. How you doing, man? I'm down bad, bro. You down bad? Man, come talk to me. What's really going on? This happened, this happened. I ain't been working. My wife's sick. I hurt my back. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. And when I say I'm gonna call you tomorrow, I got you. Because I pay homage to those that pay it to me. And I never looked at that person as competition, or I was never looking at them as opportunity to use them, or whatever, because I got a benevolent heart, a benevolent spirit. I'm a Christian. You know, I walk with God when I can. I try to as much as possible. But then when it come to me, you gonna start leveling up so much. When you come from the ghetto, motherfuckers will start falling off. They'll start jumping out the ship on themselves. Nigga just stop calling you. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. My mom used to tell me, you want to see who really your friend is? Tell them some good news. Like, just tell them some good news. And then if you hear like a pause after you tell them that good news, that ain't your friend, boy. So you got to be aware of that. Like, this is life-changing game. You 18, 24, 18 to 30. You're not getting this nowhere else but me. You understand what I'm saying? All water for the next 4, 5 podcasts, man. No Tito's, no bourbon. I thank God for whoever my ancestors was, the ones I ain't meet, because y'all was able to maintain good ass genes through slavery. Well, not slavery, into slavery because we was Indians, but through that, through fucking Reconstruction, Jim Crow, all that shit, Vietnam Wars, World War II, y'all did all that. So I can be this healthy at 51 in 2024. And one day my grandson's gonna see this shit, probably 2060 or something. What's it, 2024? About 2054. 24. Well, nah, I ain't that long. About shit. 2030. 2035. He gonna be like, damn, my granddaddy dropped some real nuggets. Nuggets you could put in the vault, son. Cause you can't get this everywhere else. Cause I'm speaking from a place of clarity. But what I was gonna say was I appreciate my ancestors because I could drink. If I drink too hard in a span of like 2, 3 weeks, even if people can't see it, I could look at myself on a picture or look at myself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm drinking too much, bro. So I go on them sabbaticals, bro, when I don't eat nothing but vegetables and fruit, and I don't drink none but water. 2 days, bro, my shit be sparkling like the ocean in the Caribbean, straight up. Shout out to all my people in the Bahamas. Y'all know how we rock, you know. But my wife is doing better. Kids doing well. Just, I'm honored to have such a high functioning life, appreciative life. I love everything I have. I love my friends, man. I got some dear, dear friends, man. Like, just like lock and key type shit forever. And always gonna be just 100. Cause one thing about me, like, you loyal to me, you good to me, I'm never gonna cross you. I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know when, and then I don't know why. Another thing helped me get over some shit, I ain't gonna lie. Dude trolled me one time on the internet. Well, I ain't really understand the meaning of trolling until my middle school kids told me, but dude was trolling me, just talking greasy to me out the blue. Now, nigga, I talked to a bunch of niggas, right? Couple of conversations, because everybody want a piece of the action. This is sponsored to you by contendersclothing.com, we-don't-miss.org, neatergold.com for all your skin and beauty products, Contenders Clothing for all your athletic and leisure casual wear. So if you in good shape like me, you want to rock some different shit, go to contendersclothing.com. They got the Godfather line, the Cobra Kai, they got the Muhammad Ali. They got whatever you need. Go to contendersclothing.com. And shout out to my accountant too. But yeah, so this random weird nigga was talking shit to me, right? So for me, if a nigga talk shit to me on the internet, I just block him. Cause like, to me, arguing on the internet, typing in the phone, going live, screaming at the phone, yelling at the phone, that's a mental illness to me. The minute, if we typing and we could disagree for 10 paragraphs, but the minute you say something slick that I know you wouldn't say if I was standing right there, we have no reason to communicate through social media. Communicating with me in any form is a privilege, but communicating with me on social media is a platinum privilege because I don't have to talk to you, especially if I don't know you. Now, if we went to school together, or we didn't have some adventures through Indianapolis or out of town or whatever, I'm always respond. But even then, nobody's talking to me crazy. But if I just know you off the strength of maybe you cool with some niggas I'm cool with, and I let you in, we had some dialogue, and then you see my eye, and then you just go off the rails, I had to put the phone down. Cause I type some shit that I regret and then go do the shit. So my worst nightmare is to be an old ass nigga in court talking about I was on Facebook talking about I'm gonna bust his head open, and then I bust his head open. You know what I'm saying? So anything that can make me angry ain't worth 1,000% of whatever I got going on. Cause ain't no nigga living a life as good as me is gonna ever start no shit on social media. But it was just like, this nigga talking shit, right? So I blocked the nigga. And then there was a couple of trolls. There's been a couple. There's one particular troll, when I finally seen the troll in public and I seen the shot on his face from really realizing, like, damn, this is a big ass nigga for real. Like, damn, this nigga really hopping out of foreigns and shit. This dude is different. Like, you can't feel the element of danger from people off social media. You see what I'm saying? When you in somebody's presence, and that's why this generation, my generation, is one of the last ones that's super big on respect, because I grew up in a generation, you ask any nigga that's 40, late 40s, 50s, or older, everybody was dangerous. So you act like you had some sense. Now, some niggas had different levels of danger, but everybody was dangerous. This generation is like, I got the safety of the phone, or I ain't gonna never see this person. Let me create a fake persona, and that persona is gonna get me to talk shit. But the thing about that persona is, dun, 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 when you see me, don't get nervous. And I seen the troll, I looked at him, I seen how nigga was dressed, I seen how nigga was riding, and I was like, why am I ever talking to somebody like this? And it just, made me realize like how thin that line is from your temper and destruction to getting back home to your family from a weirdo. Because weirdos don't have nothing to lose. Most weirdos is probably bouncing around from home to home, girlfriend, ain't got shit in their name, probably ain't got a car. If they do got a car, insurance is on this month, off this month. They paying that motherfucker every month instead of every 6 months or a year like normal people. You know, niggas just down bad. Them the weirdos. Them gonna be the niggas talking shit. Ain't no nigga living in no nice ass crib with no nice ass woman with thighs and ass and hips that can fuck up a crock pot, had a whole house smelling good, or fry some chicken, had a whole house smelling good, and y'all taking mega vacations and y'all riding nice and looking good. That nigga is never talking shit on social media. Why would he? That's just like a nigga who no man happy in a relationship with a woman will ever argue with another person, a woman on social media. Like a woman say something crazy with me on social media, I block her. For one, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not arguing on the phone with nobody, but definitely no woman. And then two, I don't want none of our retarded ass, crazy ass little cousins or nieces to see it and then jump in her inbox because then it's out of my control. So that's the thing about trolls and losers and shit like that. Like I was talking to a state representative and I was like, man, and of course I'm joking and shit, talking shit, but he was just happened to be in a cigar bar I was in. And I was like, man, you know, because he was talking about trolls, people talk shit to him online, and then he see him and shit. And this dude, pretty tough dude, right? But he wears suits and shit. And I was like, bro, y'all need to pass a law that any troll that don't have a car or his own crib should face a mandatory minimum of 5 years probation. That'll give him a chance to get an apartment, get on feet, get their shit together. He just bust out laughing. Because being angry on the internet, that's a mental illness. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, before I see someone on the internet and make me mad, just put the phone down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see somebody respond, they be fishing for some engagement or argument, whatever, man, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been prepared for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a nigga who cast a mystical shadow over people that don't know me. So that's gonna either bring respect or envy. And whichever one you bring, as soon as I diagnose it, it's all with your head. Or it's, what's up with you, my guy? Because anybody that brings respect, any nigga tell you in this city or in any city, if they call me for help, I don't even be wanting no money. I pissed off my loved ones because the motherfucker called me from advice and I give them the game. Now, some of these people I engage the game, as soon as you give them a little game, you give them numbers, contact, they try to compete with you too. But then that's good too. Because then when you get to the point where I was treading water, I'm just going to let you drown. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. This handsome face you're looking at belongs to me, Sauce McKenzie, man. Follow me on all socials. Concrete Genius Pod, YouTube, Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, SAUCE_McKenzie. Follow me on IG, Concrete Genius Pod. IG been tweaking lately, though. I don't know about IG. Purdue in the Final Four. I'm happy for Purdue. Some of them kids I know, Fletch, Braden, you know, they doing their thing. Really happy for Brandon Brantley. You know, childhood classmate, same year. Just overall good person, outstanding dude. I like Coach Painter, very direct. Really cares about having integrity, and that's rare with a lot of college coaches. Um, just having integrity, speaking his mind, being honest with you, transparent, but considerate, respectful, remembering conversations. Matt Painter's a hard guy to root against. So I I root for that guy, you know. Um, I think it's gonna be competitive though. With that being said, it's gonna be tough to beat UConn. It's gonna be tough. They just got too many pieces, man. You know what I'm saying? They guard strong, aggressive, move, shoot the shit out the ball. The white kid, they kind of play like 3-4. He good. The big man, he not as big as Edie, but he's creative. That's gonna be a good battle. UConn's gonna be tough. Um, Shout out NC State. NC State got through there. Alabama got through there. So you know you're seeing a lot of players you saw growing up, coached against, coached. Just a lot, you know. Um, my experience with youth sports made me some great friendships. Also made me some arch enemies. So I take the good with the bad. And I just know God got me. Whatever decision I make, I'm extremely confident in it. That's something I'm never gonna lack. Just not. Cause what I survived, I know most dudes could survive it. So whatever arena I go in, I'm gonna stay in it and stay swinging until I win. A lot of exploitation going on right now with youth basketball. A lot of uncle, little bro behavior. You know, it was really just back in the day, it was tournaments and niggas trying to ride you till you got there. But now, like, everybody got a greasy ass NIL nigga next to him. And I ain't mad the kids getting their money, so I don't want to twist that. I just hate the exploitation. You know, first, second grade tournaments, $60 a day to park and $35, $40 a day to get in. And you know what I'm saying? Just $400 a team. You drive 800 miles, you play somebody that was 30 minutes away from you. You know, you pay $120 for a weekend pass. You still got to keep the clock. You know, you got the poachers, the middlemen. Just a lot of weird games, weird shit going on that you got to fight through. You got to stay strong through. But if you do, you know, you'll meet a collection of people with integrity like yourself, and that's a plus. Um, I'm in a good spot, man. I'm in a pole position where I always been, where I always win. I just chase the dream. The Game Changer, man, your number one source for dynamic information, concretegeniusmedia.com, we don't miss.org. Buy my book if you want to. Last but not least, man, they got the death penalty in Florida for pedophiles. I don't know all the details of it. I don't know if it's sexually assaulting a kid or murder. I think it's just sexual assault, if I'm mistaken. Circumstances, a kid under 13 or something, 14, something like that. Good for Florida. Good for Florida. I'm tired of looking on the news, seeing people having sexual relationship with kids. I'm tired of a Nickelodeon special. I didn't even get to watch it all. It just pissed me off. Um, you know, I'm tired of going to Fox 59 and seeing about somebody molesting kids. Read about a dude yesterday molested a child that was wearing a diaper. Like, just be off with your head. You know what I mean? So if Indiana voted on a bill to get a death penalty to pedophiles, I will vote yes in a heartbeat. There's no way that you should get more time for breaking in somebody's house than somebody get for touching a kid. Like, nah. And like, you know, I think every city should have a certain area of town where sex offenders can only live in a certain area of town. I mean, some people say, damn, that's hypocritical. But all crimes ain't equal, man. They get caught boosting the TV, don't deserve more time than the nigga fondling a little kid. You know, and when you get out, you can say I'm done stealing. But is a pedophile done? Ever done? Has anybody ever diagnosed that? Like, because you see pedophiles in their 70s getting arrested. So if you touching kids in your 70s and your 60s and your 40s and your 50s, bro, you've been doing that shit your whole life. So we got to be more aggressive in protecting children. You know, dudes will gossip about anything except who touching kids, who got fucking child porn and shit. They like, I don't know a motherfucker that fuck with kids. If I did, I wouldn't know him long. I probably, and I would turn him in 100%. So, like, if you know a pedophile, you an enabler. If you sympathize for a pedophile, you an enabler. I don't care if it's your son, your dad, your brother, your twin, your mom, your aunt, you an enabler. You just as guilty. The propaganda, the agenda, I don't want to hear nothing about that. What we have to do is protect children. And I also have one last proposal. My proposal is that any adult working with kids automatically should have a background check. No adult should be coaching any youth sport without a background check. And not, I'm talking about the one that see if you ever been arrested for sex offender in Oregon or some shit. And then two, some of these scouts, coaches, uncles, big bros, I feel like randomly, right? Say if I was the governor, I would have a task force to where we would randomly pop up on gymnastic events, confiscate a motherfucker phone, confiscate a motherfucker laptop for a week. Hey, we're gonna keep it for a week, bro. If you clean, you clean. You a gymnastics coach, you an AAU basketball coach. You know, you got affinity of posting shirtless little boys on the internet. I'm gonna pop up at your event. My task force. Okay, you know, all the coaches, give me their address. I tell the tournament director before we give me all their address. Day before the tournament, I'm popping up at every coach in the tournament house. We 10 random coaches out of 30. All right, man, we're gonna confiscate your phone, your laptop for 24 hours. Make sure you don't have nothing inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. I feel like if we really trying to protect children, aggressive measures should be taken. Same way we say, okay, motherfucker bomb this or motherfucker violated humanity in Ukraine, we sending 2 billion. How the fuck are we not protecting children? You know what I'm saying? Like, children are literally our most precious commodity. So we got all these other laws enacted. We vote on all this aid. We do all this jaw jacking about politics, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and we have all these debates about who did I marry and $200 dates and broke men and broke women, and we got all this capping on podcasts. We got 99,000 motherfucking sports podcasts. Everybody got a podcast. That's cool. That's fine. Life is good. We should enjoy it. But while we doing all that, man, we gotta protect these babies. And I feel like protecting kids should be some shit where everybody hands go. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, okay, who want to lower food prices? You see your Meyer, he might say, "No, I ain't wearing my hand for that shit." But if I say, "Man, I want to protect kids. I want to pass a law that really protects kids in AAU sports environments, people to have access to children, manipulation with children," everybody's hand should go up. Like me, right? I was coaching. Man, I don't even think I had niggas' numbers till they was about like 8th, 9th grade. I tell my assistant coach, or I tell her, when my kid was like 6th, 5th grade, man, I don't want your number, bro. You 12. Fuck, I need your number. I don't want you having my number, nigga. You 12. Get a number to your mama, your daddy, your uncle. And then I'm gonna have a team mom say, look, mom, you organize all these numbers, or get a group chat. I have one player. Or if my kid, my son playing, hey, get a group chat, bro. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna text some niggas through your group chat. No, nigga. Like grown men messaging kids through IG should be a misdemeanor. Why are you messaging a child? That's perverted, nigga. Like, I coached 7th grade girls basketball this year. Last year, I coached high school girls basketball. I communicate with my coaches, my players. Now, you can get apps like Team Snap and Group Me and shit like that if you want to have a group text and y'all communicate thread. But other than that, no, man. I don't. Why would I want a bunch of kids? Why would I want to be on a group chat with 12, 13-year-olds? It's fucking weird, you know? Like, why would I have a fucking why would I have 7 kids with me all the time? Not the fucking Pied Piper. And that nigga was a pedophile. So like, I just don't understand it. And I think somebody, somewhere, like, has to bring a light to protecting children, protecting the innocence of children. And not just black children. I'm talking about all children. Black, white, Mexican, Palestinian. I don't care where you from. I don't care what your race, ethnicity is. Every child needs to be protected. I don't care what it is. Like, the exploitation of children, kids, women is a big problem in America. And as men, we should be protectors and we should be vocal about it. And if you're not one or the other, you almost feel complicit, you know? Especially if you're protecting like an abuser or somebody ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know that people grew up with relatives in their family like, oh, he been doing that for years. Because the way my parents set up, if my daddy had a brother or a cousin that was a child molester, I'm 100% sure my daddy would have shot him. If my mom knew somebody was a molester, right? I'm 100% sure he would have shot her, and we definitely ain't having no Thanksgiving dinner every year with no motherfucker that we know touch kids. Like, you got a sick ass family. The fuck? Every year, Uncle Charlie coming over, but hey, keep Uncle Charlie, watch the kids around Uncle Charlie. Charlie, you needed to go play? What? Nigga, Charlie need his head laid across the guillotine where the knife hit the back first. Now, matter of fact, spin him around so he can see the knife coming and hit this part first. That's what Uncle Charlie needs. Like, so we as a black community, we gotta do better. Like, we gotta protect these babies. Like, we just gotta know what we know, because once it happens, it's too late. And I speak from experience. But I've been touched on by older women. It ain't nothing to be proud of. It just ain't. Like, you think at the time that shit make like, oh shit, like, I'm getting what niggas talk about. But then when you get older, you look back and you think about the prism that you visualize sex in, it wasn't nothing cool about it. You know what I mean? So when I had boys, I made sure, like, I ain't none of you freaky ass old women around them. You know? Like, now, I'm blessed. Motherfucker never played in my booty or nothing. No man or nothing ever touched me. But that shit wasn't gonna happen anyway. Like, cause I just told my dad would kill nigga. You know what I'm saying? My mom would kill me. My mom would have killed the chick. But I just at the time I didn't understand the wrong of it until I became an adult. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking I'm fast. But a lot of times by the time I got to middle school and high school, I was probably so fast because of the things I experienced. Like I would be 7 or 8, and then one, oh, he's so cute. And I catch them staring at me, be like, give me one more hug. And they'll put their titties in your face. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker rub your back and rub you. Like you notice that shit as a little boy because you notice it because what happens is you'll be like, it'd be 7 little boys, maybe come from Sunday school, you 8, right? And you'll see the one lady, she'll put her titties all in your face for like 2 minutes. And then she might skip him, skip him, skip him, skip him. And then last nigga, she put her titties in his face for 2 minutes. She's a pervert. You know, at the time, you young, you're not understanding that shit, but she's a pervert. Like, she's a infringer of children. Now, through the prism of male physicality, male dominance, you know, society has trained us to think that women, men take pussy, women give away pussy. And that's a dangerous thought process. And that's why so many of these teachers are getting caught fucking these little boys. And it's not scrutinized the same way it would be if a teacher's caught fucking with a little girl. And that happens a lot too. A man fucking with little girls, like all that shit happening, all that shit sick. And it's all something that like we as a community, we as a people, we gotta work harder. We can't be sending $90 billion to Ukraine and be soft on pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? We already soft on homelessness. We soft on protecting minimum wage. We soft on homelessness. We soft on violence, especially black on black crime. We soft on the education of our kids, especially our black youth, and now all youth with TikTok, with the way TikTok is training our kids to be ignorant. Now white kids is getting it. It's like crack. That shit that hit Iowa, like trying to act like a gangster that hit Iowa and North Dakota and Oregon and shit. So like now it's just a plague, you know. And the music they play on the radio. Music is frequencies. And frequencies control your thought patterns, whether you know it or not. So if you constantly hear dope, kill, money, trick, bad bitch, motion, my shooters, up my strap, spin the block, brrr. Man, you know, I'd be working in school, nigga in 6th grade, be like, I ain't even gonna let me catch you. Brrr. Like, damn, little nigga. Reach puberty first. But that's what they've been hearing. And the difference is of my childhood and this childhood is at no point in my life did my mother love the music that I loved. Now I loved a lot of the music that she did, or my dad liked the music they turned me on to. Like one of my mom's favorite artists was Minnie Riperton, so I would know all Minnie Riperton. I would know a lot of Aretha Franklin, the Jones girls, and you know things like that. And when my dad was strictly like Muddy Waters, BB King, like straight blues. So I would love their music, but it was no way, right, that I was gonna hop in the car with my dad and this nigga started playing KRS-One or Too Short, Born to Mac. No. But now you got a kid in 7th, 8th grade, that nigga mom 39 singing Sexy Red in the car with him or her. Nigga 42, nigga with a shiesty mask on, nigga. Yo, that's mentally ill, man. Like, think about how you were retarded. Yo, you would have thought your daddy or your uncle was, nigga, if them niggas would have been showing their draws. You know what I'm saying? Or if you'd have just seen your dad with a bandana, nigga, and you not from Cali and he just flashing gang signs and shit. You be like, the fuck? So now, man, like, we not protecting nothing. And I use my platform for a lot of things. You know, I attack, I divide, I make people laugh, I make people cry, I make people think. But I also want people to understand we got to protect our children by any means necessary, by every means necessary. I love you, man. Follow me on all socials, but please follow me on YouTube, Concrete Genius Pod, Facebook, Concrete Genius Pod, Instagram, Concrete Genius Pod. Share my videos, buy my book. Just retweet, show some love if you choose to. If not, God bless, man. We out, man. I gotta pee. Sauce. I'll be back tomorrow too.